Fortnite got an update yesterday with which the island turned into a real abode of magicians of all stripes, and to help comprehend all the elements, I have a new section. Where do I tell about all the secret features of the new today update? In the issue, new imbecile poems, and the disappearance of Midas Yacht and the removal of the locker. And we begin, according to tradition, and the largest of them is the loss of a yacht. As I expected, Midas finally left the island with his entire team. And it looks like that they definitely won't visit us again in the near future. What ultimately happened to Midas is also unknown. Since the tests did not give an exact answer to this question, legendary fugitive also disappeared from the initial island. So now all we can do is wait. Where will our golden king appear next time? Meanwhile, iceberg with an avatar in the northeast continues to gradually melt. And if you get too close to him, you can hear the sounds of ice cracking. And the iceberg will finally open this Thursday. When will the Ongo Avatar Mini Pass be released? And to feel the full power of the fur elements, need to prepare properly. Thus, will appear on the island on Thursday. New mythical items, scrolls of magic. Don't look for them now. They still can't be found. Of all fur elements, only water magic is available to us, but on April 12th at 16:00 Moscow time, the remaining elements will appear. Fire of earth and air. There will be different ways to become a real magician, or find a scroll lying alone on the ground, or get it from a special type of altered chest. Every element has its own characteristics and animation. For example, using fire magic can cause huge area damage. Several clear blows. Air magic scroll will allow you to create a hurricane field on which you can quickly catch up with a fleeing enemy, or vice versa, quit from an unsuccessful Leave it to those with earth magic. We will have the opportunity to pull out a huge stone, which you can cover yourself and your teammates, or pull a giant block out of the ground and throw it at the enemy. In general, with the help of new elements, very interesting combination, especially if you play in a party with friends. Also on Thursday, water temples will appear on the island, and fire, where you can also get elemental scrolls. While I'm recording and editing, their location on the map is still unknown, but as soon as they appear, I'll let you know in Pet. Meanwhile, a new season has started in Rocket Neon Racing. Drive. Now every player who has access to create creative maps can publish their own tracks. In addition, Epics have seriously improved the ranking system, fixing all the bugs with points for winning. Well, that's the cherry on the cake. Rewards, which can be obtained just by making a few runs. Will such changes shed the already dead races? We'll find out very soon. Well, check out the detailed list of changes. Season 1 of Rocky Tracing is available in Jonesy's Another important change, for which an epic can be written out as a separate removing item rarity. For several months, we were promised an update to the locker interface, and apparently, here it is, floating up. Now you won't find any rare ones in your collection. No epic non-legendary items. They all now have the same rarity. The change did not affect only which belong to any series. For example, celebrity skins, characters from Star Wars, video games, and so on. There's already a buzz on Twitter that hasn't happened since age rated to Fortnite. More likely, Epics have already paid attention to and maybe even tried to smooth the situation, but it is not exactly. And here's what our indie company can be praised. So this is a function timer for individual items in the store. In other words, at the end of May on each skin, with a pickaxe or emote your own timer, which will show when exactly a particular item will leave the store. It's convenient to say nothing, but destroying the locker completely overshadows even such advantages. Well, where would we be without a plot? We finally received a new message from the Oracle, and apparently Zeus continues to prepare for gathering your divine squad. The Oracle herself promised us real Olympic showdown. So in the coming, it's going to get really hot on the island in a few weeks. In total, we collect 10,000 moose and a new story video from me. Judging by the video about Midas, the plot is no longer interesting to you at all. To make it more interesting for you, here's a little spoiler for you. Banana may be the answer to everything. And the traditional skin review section. I'll start by answering the most important question from the community. I don't know if this will surprise you, but neither I nor the data miners, neither other bloggers have any idea. When will the God of War appear in the item store again? At the moment, all that is known is that the set files have been updated. And in the store, there is already a special Subkratos Stitch template. But only Epic Games know the release date. So don't listen to any insiders who allegedly share the release dates for the God of War set. Well, let's drop this topic. After all, the main characters of the current patch are Despite and his that team. Ong's face is in his standard skin. I didn't really like it. Avatar form. This is some kind of imbecile from the Turtles mini pass level, and Mega items certainly can't compare, but it still turned out very well. Moreover, for 1,000 bucks, you can get several emotions, also items for other modes. In general, it's better to buy all this stuff to overpay by 3 times when the Avatar pack will be released in the general turned out nothing special either. Toph and Zuko. Really, the price tag of 2,000 bucks per set spoils anime fans or wild who watched Avatar as a child will probably buy. But the cost really bites. And personally, this already annoying bothers Epic me policy regarding donations, because lately more and more skins are being sold in sets. That is, you cannot get a separate skin or maybe pickaxe. I just want to buy a pickaxe. Should I now rant for 2 times? Items I don't need. Thank you, damn Tim Sue Vinny. Why is that? Meanwhile, another deity appeared on the island. Apollo is seen from Pandora's box. More and more gods stay in zero reality. And in the next updates, we will see other inhabitants of Olympus. Apollo himself looks very cool, especially its effects. Although, of course, it's not that the concept. For this, we say thank you to the agenda and manager of Epic Games. Really, that's how much bucks it will cost. Hard to say, because the Epics removed the rarities. My bet is 1.5. If it's more expensive, then he would go through the forest. Lovers of exclusives also got an adjustment. Champion Siren. According to tradition, to each Epics are making a series of themed skins, which are only on sale for a limited time. As a rule, they all cost 800 bucks. So if you are a fan of collecting rare skins, it's time to get ready. And here are the designers of Epic Games. Seem to stop riveting. New versions of Skin Amaras. This time, we are offered to buy a harp. But in fairness, the skin itself looks really good, suitable especially for lovers of big points in competitive mode. Naturally, a cyber cutlet is short. Well, I probably even Why did you like the skin itself? Its unique pickaxe in some century. Something really cool and interesting. Really, you can't get away with his bucks here, since the set itself will be sold for real money. Well, where are we without another Japanese themed? This time, a certain something widely appeared on the island. Who wears armor or a prosthesis on his left hand? The skin itself is quite simple. But it looks pretty interesting, so he will definitely find his base. And of course, new emotions. So in comparison with the last update, patch 29.20 turned out to be super unsuccessful. Yes, even a minor patch which came out at the beginning of the season was many times better than such a rollback. But I want to believe that it was a one-time event. I was especially annoyed by this with the rarity removed from the locker. By the way, write in the comments what you think about this. Because why am I going to sit here indignantly if the Epics don't try to fix all that house, which they made here? It will be very, very sad. But considering that even authors on Twitter began to complain, angry posts, most likely some kind of response. We'll see anyway. I'll keep you posted on this in the loop. If needed. I was only pleased with the plot and new mythical items. And the mythics have already been realized cool and usable. Magic in the skating rinks will be especially the air scroll. Otherwise, the update is super passable, although it may be. Of course, I'm rushing to conclusions. And at the time of the release of the collab, there will be a bunch of map changes on the island. I'd like to believe, but it's hard